set up the this one. Not bad. On the bands. Announcement again, so we're on best of 5. Going to start with bands. US and Russia PCG. And then pick pick this. Hello, Bowser. Moving. Okay, both of the 4-player maps I'm pretty sure are gone. Audio is fine and everything still. They're actually gonna get picks back to back, which is somewhat okay, why the fuck do we have bots on like 4 viewers? Cancel this band. Oh, sorry, still in chat. I need some advice on what the fuck I'm gonna do. So normally the way I do it is like the whoever did not pick the map gets the position pick, but we technically get the same person picking twice, back to back. Wait, shit, I fucked up. Need to overload them with more info. Obsidian. If I can type. And this side of it, what the fuck is that? Ravens? I guess this was actually the intended pick order, to be fair. More or less. First map is gonna be Arkansas. That's gonna be I think game 2 and game 3 are gonna be Alex position pick back to back. I have one. I have a second. Okay, we have there's Wings of Colonia and Thunder on Cyclops. Gonna be spectating the Epsilon, don't forget that part. Allet. Thunder. Cyclops. Wait. No garrisons, so bunkers only. All those two. We cancel from Thunder as well. Here we go. So starting this series we're going to have Thunder playing as Cyclops in the top left corner and Carrot playing as Wings of Corona in the bottom right. And it's going to be a best of 5. And Cyclops is somewhat common on this map. I've not seen Wings of Colonia much. We have the oil, we have books, we have some early initiates to defend anything crazy. handful of king frames or knight frames for anti-scouting. Early nearby gold expansion, same on this side. Probably going to see the war factory being deployed close to the war. Similar story on this side. Or we might actually see the war factory towards the second expansion. We do have the nearby power plant, so it's probably not going to be the case. Carrot gets the scout, he does get found, but he's going to keep going faster. There's also some night frame, just scouting the rest of the side. Lancer pretty much seems to make it out alive. The 5 spooks are not really contested, so they're probably gonna go in. We get double war factory, one of them for the early miner pump. And we get double ore refinery from Thunder. Have two okay, we have jackals, we have jackal lancers. There's not a lot of tank production and they're not gonna have any detection for the miner, so I do wonder what they're gonna precisely do. Spooks get caught, the spooks find the jackals. Are we gonna see any? We're still on miners, we don't have any more infantry at the moment. Carrot is going broke for this, but he is going back into miners. So those are 3 jackal lancers. We already have the Pandora hub, so marauders are available at this point. We have an Epsilon Elite being built at this point, but if he can stop the Pandora hub, that's gonna stop the entire... Not quite. Oh, the miner? Can the miner fix this? Not quite. Oh, it's going to save 2 of them, but the Adept is probably scarier than it has any right to be. And with 2 of them and 2 units, that kind of just shuts down the attack. In the meantime, we go for our 3rd War Factory, more macro. Radar Spire still sticking to Ghost Miners. A lot of infantry from Thunder, but it's still got a pretty good gold advantage right now. Onions do tend to be a bit more expensive, and the triple war factory is going to... We actually don't have enough placement for the miners, so they're stalling on this area. While Thunder is holding on to both of his refineries. Filled up wax, we have the Psy plug. We have the next patch being mined out, but you also have another refinery trying to prevent the clumping. We have some tier 1 tanks with the gimmick. However, Epsilon archers are going to fix that issue for the most part. However, you're not going to quite be able to simply flank out with the marauders all alone, unless you have some anti-air defending them. Thunder appears to currently be moving his entire army with a single control group. But he's still macroing the background. The cloning bats is being built, the Libra is already out. We only have the cyber kernel being built now. We do have a pretty decent army size from both players right now. However, the Libra adding to the army quality might actually make a bit of a difference. We also have a bit of a split from Carrot. There is a rally point for the barracks, but it's not particularly further ahead, while the war factory does not have one. This group gets scouted, so this one might actually be able to go in, but there's no detection in this blob. And there's a mind control tower. I don't think I've seen this one of those in like a PvP game at any recent point. He might get the tier 3. He does not get a tier 3. And there's a handful of tanks just mind control. There's so much mind control on the field actually. Viruses are in production, there's just more marauders. Carrot still has a few units. I'm assuming we don't see a grind or anything yet. We do have a handful of Wings of Coronia units on the Epsilon side. I'm pretty sure that if a Draco tank dies while mind control, the drone itself will actually become an enemy again. Oh, we have more Jackal Lancers in the back. And the other Libra is going to protect that? The deploy for the Jackals almost saved that actually. There was actually an engineer just sitting by for the entire length of that interaction. Agent Doctor being built, Cloud Piercer being built. We see the balls. So I think Carrot is going to be balling ever so slightly. Thunder does have a much larger army size at the moment, and he has mined out his nearby ore patch, but he is... oh, the bridge has been repaired. Not actually being used for the attack. There is a flanking force from Carrot yet again. But there is also just some mind control nearby. They're going to go for the power. There is enough extra power to not actually overload this, but the archers... We're gonna lose 2 power plants, we're gonna go low power, but the archers should be able to salvage this, as long as they don't get crushed. Actually, there's not that many of them. Or not that many in position. That was 3 power plants going down that attack, that's actually pretty bad. We have Eureka on the field. Yes, Eureka. Tier 3 is out. We do not have the reprocessor being built. We do still have the no, the Raging Doctor actually got placed, which makes the power scenario a bit even worse. But we do get the Warwick, so we have some amount of portable mining. Or not long distance mining the next gold patch anymore. The Warwicks could also expand to the corner somewhat easily. We actually have Carrot's second MCV already been deploying the corner gem. And I do think that slowly we're gonna start to see Thunder's advantage actually maybe slipping off even. We do have the bridge, he can pretty much at any point go down and just take the Derrick or kill it. Both options being somewhat valid. Probably gonna... Where is he just go? Okay, so Carrot is actually pushing his army. He did not see this attack happening in the middle. But Thunder actually falls back. A base trade would have been an option. I'm not sure which player would have actually won at that point. We have duplicates, which are very scary as Epsilon. There's a handful of them. We have the Zorb Trotters, which are also pretty good. I'm not sure if those are the morphed variant or the default. Zorb Floaters, those are the upgraded ones. Mag Beam is going to stop like everything foreign related. Those are fake. However, duplicates, they're not enabled. Models are somewhat in position, those are not that many duplicates, the models can absolutely take care of them. Just 2 left. No more duplicates, there's still some random synchronins. Oh, not synchronins, I keep forgetting. Clairvoyants. Which could get some jumpscare nanofiber in the enemy army. But the mag beam kinda just balanced everything out quite proper. The magnetrons are being chased down by balls. Viruses, more magnetrons, more marauders. Thunder is currently just... Oh, that's gonna be... Oh, it gets dodged and it gets sniped off. I think that might actually be game for Thunder at this point. There's... Lancers are in production, Roadrunners are in production. There is some static defense working on it. Mines are being deployed, mines can be scary here. I'm not sure if there's any detection. Might just be Libra. If even, because I'm not entirely certain she does actually see stuff. The MCV does actually just go down, so that's... Oh no, wait, the MCV does go down, but there is a second one, so he is still placing more barracks. There's no war factory right now, he's going for power. Going to eventually get enough power to stop the static defense, but for now it's, I think, just shooting at archers. I don't think Thunder actually knows about this, but I don't think he needs to, honestly. While both players have 20k in the bank, I don't think he has the time to actually build an army at this point. Thunder is going to get the first game of the series. Presumably. Yep. And this is going to be a 1-0 for Thunder at this point. Thunder, and we're gonna go into Indian Oasis. Okay. Gonna be Thunder Pause. Yeah, this is actually fine. Like this. Not both of them though. Yeah. And, overlay. On the top left we have Thunder playing as Epsilon HQ, currently leading the series 1-0. On the bottom right we have Carrot, also playing as the Epsilon HQ. We've seen the Reconcile game, which I'm pretty sure was, let me double check, yes, the Reconcile game was Carrot's pick. Now we're on Thunder's map at this point. However, most of the maps we're going to see are rather popular. Well, besides Sekigahara I would argue, but Revinesis does see quite a bit of play. Most players do know what they're doing. We don't get the power plant towards the gems. We do actually get the power plant towards the gems here. There is a bit of lag. Hopefully it's a one-off event. Previous game was pretty smooth lag-wise, so. I think an engineer got picked off by initiates on this side, while the second engineer was never sent on this other side. So overall both players are still on a single oil each. Not sure how much for Scout Carrot got, but Thunder got a pretty decent scout over here. He is defending this oil as well. Does get one initiate, but he's not gonna get another one. Engineer going for the opposing Derrick, while his own has never been actually contested. Well, it's usually the top left player going for the bottom left oil. He is seemingly going for both, as he did send the Gat to defend it. Have an Opus tank being built right now. And the Gat. The Gat could secure the oils back. This thing would make the transit a bit safer and easier, but WetCarrot does have more dogs on the field, but I think they all just went into the power plant, so they shouldn't be harassing this engineer off. There is this one dog left. Something perish here, but the engineer stands. Have some gas, we have a single Opus tank, we have some infantry on the other hand ready to defend. We're still on miner production. Carrot is doing fine on money still. You know, though he is going for army for... Actually, he's only going for infantry right now. He did stop his tank production. We already have adepts actually in the field, which are gonna... It does get sniped, but we do lose a Gat. We lose 2 Gats. Archers do a pretty decent number to the Gats. I think the Opus tank has already been... No, the Opus tank is still fine. Hello. Bob. So... Carrot's bunker has been secured. He might be going to take... to place at least a single unit to secure both of them. So he's gonna have a bit of metal dominance, but... Most players are on tier 3. 4 players going for the cloning bats. Here, Kala. I think mine just arrived and now it's the Kala time. We have Rohan. And we already had one from Carrot as well. Thunder currently seems to be playing this one a bit more defensive. We already see some Genome mines being placed down. And most of the tank numbers have been starting to transition into initiate numbers, or into infantry numbers. We have an MCV being built as well. The Raging Doctor, Cloning Bats is still being built. The Genome mines should be able to stop most of this attack though, because there's not a lot of actual tanks here. Well, it's gonna take some time to actually arrive. There's mainly archers, there's not a lot of initiates. And most of the army on the other hand is also mainly archers, but honestly, I couldn't. I think Thunder's army is a bit bigger at the moment. That's also because Carrot has a lot of his army still in base, and the fight appears to be bound to break in Thunder's base. And yeah, pretty much. We have some stingers, we have some viruses. We do have your Kala going in, and Kala's gonna get sniped. We have spies actually being produced. It's gonna be Driller spies. More Gats. More Gats as well. Out is broke. He is going for a second ore refinery on the expansion. The Kala gets sniped. One is cleaning up the numbers. The depths are all out. Just okay, one is out. Carrot is not out of army as of this moment, but he is behind. The Antlers battery should actually make it pretty difficult for the push to just happen, and he's placing some Genome mines of his own at this point as well. The rage is happening in 1 minute, while Thunder's has only somewhat recently gone down. We only have Thunder with the Biovolt. Sinfold. So, not quite both players with the Blowtex as an option right now. We just have the Spice. Oh, the Miner crushes! He still gets one. The Miner was standing by for crushing, but one of them actually makes it, so now we have Veteran Infantry. With the Epsilon Cloning Bat gameplay, that's actually gonna be pretty big. But if it's exclusively going to be archers, Blowtex are still gonna do a pretty big number to them. Thunder got his second gold patch, but he does not appear to be mining from it currently. He's got 2 war factories even then. He is still on 3 oils, so Carrot has never actually contested them back. Both players are on Gatling Archers, but I think Thunder just has more of them right now, and the virus is being merged into the army to help out a bit. There's some Blowtex. They are in production right now. This driller is currently empty, even though there is 3 more spies already ready to go. Carrot does have the repair facility, tech machine shop. We're gonna see Brutes, so both players actually have the Biovolts now as well, or Synthvolts. Maybe Brutes versus Blowtex for the most part. I don't know if Brutes are that... strong of a choice, given that the rest of the army is mainly archers. They should work pretty well with the Gats. But the Blowticks are gonna do a pretty annoying number on them regardless. Okay, we have some Warwick trying to go for some tier 3 snipe, but there is some static defense just ready to push it off. Color which has been built somewhat recently. Carrot is currently mining from all 3 odd patches. Thunder is not. He is already mining out the base scroll patch. There is still some gems nearby. He might be going for those somewhat soon. I think he is long distance mining this, as there is some gold gone. Oh, that's a lot of Blowticks. Just going in for the base straight up. Completely ignoring the genome mines. The Stalkers. What are they going for? Power? MCV? Tier 3? Cloning bats? They get the cloning bats, okay. They do almost get some extra power down along the road. The cloning bats is a pretty good snipe. If that was cloning bats and tier 3, that would have been very game changing, I would say. Thunder is floating like 10k, but he is spamming in low ticks. He has not used them to take the army, he's opted to go for the base instead, which is... Okay, Gene Burst is taking down one. Oh my god, the viruses, the viruses! The viruses are doing numbers. The brutes are here, the Blowticks are not nearby to handle this issue. They're somewhat close actually, they're not that far. But Thunder's wall of units I think just holds. One is still up, viruses are still out. The Blowticks hit the wall, they're going to just take down the machine shop, even though there's not a lot of tanks on the field at the moment. There is a lot of Geno mine, so honestly it's not quite a free game at this point, as you can't simply push into the base with the Archer Blob. And the brutes are actually threatening the Gats. No infantry in production, it's only Gatlings. Gatlings and power, I know. I don't think that's gonna be enough army to take down. There's no infantry production. One is being built back, but tier 3 is gonna go down. The rage has happened, the MCV is gonna go down, but there's only one of them. The cloning bats is down again. There's 2 war factories out. There's only one. No, there were 2 barracks. One of them is gonna go down. That's all the infantry production. He does have 3 drills. He does also have... I'm not sure about the minor counts for both players, to be completely honest. Mainly an issue in solo casting Epsilon Mirrors. Okay. Game's gonna be Knoll. I'm gonna make the executive decision to keep alternating the position picks. It's gonna be... It is technically Thunder's map pick for this one, but because of how we have the rule set of ordering these stuff and things, simply how things are going to be. Yeah, let's pick it. That's not a common pick for this map. Thunder is gonna be playing Cyclops again. Of Carrot as last bastion. Luck to both players. On the bottom left side we have Thunder, leading series 2-0 at the moment on match point, playing as Cyclops. On top right we have Carrot playing as Last Bastion. Null generally favors a lot more for faster factions, since you want to generally try to contest the oils across the map. Last Bastion is probably gonna have to take a pretty different approach to that. I think we're gonna probably see a bit of more campy game, and we're gonna have to probably see the Marauder blob trying to break through. Angie gets picked off. The two safe oils are still pretty much taken down, however the Night Frame actually misses this one, so it's going to get captured. Not have additional engineers on the field, we have miners. War factory ever so slightly later, but we have a GAT to open up with. We have King Frames scouting as opposed to Lancers, and they're not going to actually get very deep in, as the GAT is going to be pretty effective at simply counter scout, or countering the scout itself. We're probably gonna have this oil being grabbed. Thunder has not gone for his own bottom oil. Back to 3-2 at the moment. We do have an engineer. I'm not sure which oil is going to contest. It appears to be going for the top one yet again, even though he has full control of this. Now he switches the target and he's going for his own side oil. Or Ghost Miner, double Warrior Factory, or Refinery. Does get sold. Well, we have two oil factories, or refineries, both being ran at once. The gems are pretty much mined out, so it's not going to be that big of an issue having the top one already on ore. We have a somewhat fast tech up, while we have a bit of a macro double refinery on the side. See archers, we see the oil being pushed off. That Night Frame force might actually be able to take down this initiates, and with some missed micro, those initiates might just be taking themselves down also, but the GAT takes down the Derek last second. It does get picked off, but no casualties. We have the double MCV approach, so we're gonna see the expansion soon. Thunder is not currently yet going for his own expansion. We have condos on the field, but the archers have already been spammed quite a bit. We have some GATs. I don't think it's enough GATs to quite handle the Night Frame amount. It should be enough to not quite get stomped by condos. We do have Lancers though, so those are gonna start being an issue. Okay, the condos get... Okay, 1 HP. Infantry is gonna fight. Infantry is gonna actually get picked off. That's a very bad engagement for Thunder right now. That Condor might get some cheap hits in, but yet it is still very low. Oragon is already out. The second MCV is probably gonna go for a more aggressive ore takeover now that we had this recent fight. Depths are out on the field, they're going to try to salvage the situation. Libra is being built. More Gats. We have a proxy Warfag and the barracks, so we're gonna have some very aggressive builds soon. However, the gold is going to run out. It is going to run out for both players, and only one of them has a pretty easy way to actually expand to gold right now. One for Mastodons early. Uragan is nearby. Night Frames, Mastodons. Going for a somewhat flanking maneuver with the Gats and the entire Epsilon army. Okay, we have the Warfag, we have the entire Might blob just arriving here. Thunder might be going to grab this, but with no actual second MCV, there is no actual expansion to be made here, unless you're planning to move your MCV, which is possible after deploying the cloning vats. We don't have a super weapon being built, but we do have a 3 patches being mined out at once. This one's been abandoned entirely, but it's mostly about the matter of whether Carrot can actually defend both of these. And currently I don't think Thunder is in a position to really contest the top one. Some detection here will do some pretty decent numbers on the miners. They're gonna start long range mining this patch, which is gonna be very tedious and very low income. So Thunder is probably gonna run out of money somewhat soon. We have some Garrials, they're gonna be MC immune. We have the Magnetron Beam. That's a pick. The King Frames are struggling to reach the Archers. This is a... what's it called? Reprocessor tier fight, so any one-to-one trades that Thunder is taking are basically just advantage for him. Those are exclusively Archers right now, there is mines being deployed. The Refinery is the last build of structure that's available here, but he did mine a big number of the ore here, so even if he does not manage to keep this push going, he did do a pretty big number to Thunder's economy, even in the long term. We have an additional barracks. So there's still some more build of structures that the Liberal is still out on the field. Thunder is shoving every piece of currency he has into more archers right now. Multiple barracks. You do not have the income to actually pump from all of them, but you do have the build-off radius so it doesn't get sniped immediately. And Night Frames. Gats are gonna do a pretty decent number to Night Frames. But the Archer blob is very dense. Garrials are here. A batch of gems presumably is going to start arriving back at Thunder's base, but he is very poor still. The all derricks have not been contested. That would have probably thrown out every income at that point. Carrot keeps going for more expansions. Could still try to also rebuild this one as well, but right now he's mainly using it as a harassment unit. These two miner mites also still mining from it. More wind traps, more power plant, more probably refinery soon. Thunder has made his second MCV, but he's not really got a free day to actually expand. There is spies on the field. I think Carrot is finally going to contest the oils. And despite the amount of map pressure Carrot has, he is not actually holding on to money, so spying the refinery is not going to actually just lead to a lot of money. But I don't think he's going for the refinery, I think he's going for either a veterancy or for... is it salamanders? They do get spotted. The lancers are not choosing to attack. Okay, so we have veterancy for tanks, which at this point are being built into magnetrons. This next one that arrives should not have it yet, but the one after it should. And we're going back to Gats now. So it's going to be veteran Gats. I think the Garrials should be fine against those for the most part. Mastodons are somewhat slow, they can get picked off by the archers. we do have this very out of the way expansion. It does not yet have an actual refinery to it, and neither is one actually being built currently. Okay, the oils have been captured. It's 4 oils to 1 currently. Good on deployments. Oh, right, I forgot the Gyarials just arrived with like 3 more knife frames per unit. Oh boy. That's a lot of knife frames just suddenly appeared. We have clairvoyant spam. We're probably gonna see duplicants, because most of the army here is infantry. There is a lot of dogs. Oh, they're going for power plant refills. Okay. Okay, we don't have the war factory, but we have the alternative to it. At the bio vault, we're probably gonna start seeing blow ticks. Duplicants on the field. There's not a lot of anti-infantry. The duplicates can probably just run over this entire army all by themselves for the most part. Even though the Magnetos can actually stun a lot of them as well. The rage happens, the Magneton beam happens. Libra is not being focused on anything. That's a lot of Gyarials that are just going to die for no particular reason. I think Uragan actually also died in that. Also all of the replicants. That's a healing blob. He's probably going to push with his infantry in it, which is gonna... Okay, it already ran out. There is a handful of Libra clones. The Mastodons are currently also healing nearby tanks. Libra is doing a very big number on everything. The Gyarials get the cloning bats. There's an MCV in the front lines. I think there's just not quite enough DPS to take care of the Gyarials, so they're simply going to run over most of the base. Even though there's only like one of them, so it's mainly Mastodons, which don't have good anti-infantry. Carrot did sell something to get his power back up and running. It's only Mastodons here. Libra almost flips the tanks. Does not quite get the job done. The Plasmalizer is in the front lines. It's soaking up Libra damage, which is also pretty valuable right now. The knife frames are going to single-handedly kill her, just because of soaking that damage. And there's no more army from Thunder at this point. Carrot's going to bring this one back, and we're gonna make it a 1-2 at this point. It is not a UI error. It is a 2-0 for Thunder, and now a 2-1 for Thunder. Carrot's going to start. Oh, Carrot has caught up a bit. The next map is going to be Sekigahara. They've given. So in terms of maps and bans, we have the faction bans. Thunder bans Russia, Russia Psychops in China, and Carrot bans Russia Hi-Hat in US. And the maps have been Reconcile, Arabian Oasis, Knoll, and now we're on to Sekigahara. Look, Russia Hi-Hat US is like the staple bands that a lot of people do, and some HQ in. This idea is Raven's Pass. So if this one goes to 2-2, Carrot this one. This one goes to 2-2, we're going to have a Raven's Pass game. Going to have an LC US. Double check. Update the overlay. Under is SLC. That is playing as US. Oh. So this is currently Carrot's pick. He might be about to know how to do some of the USGs, but Soviets are generally pretty competent in this map. So on the bottom left side we have Carrot playing as US after winning the previous game on match point and making it a 1-2. And on the top right side we have Thunder playing as LC, opting for an early MCV move without even deploying the barracks for early captures, while Carrot seems to not be going for an MCV move at all for this match. Have dogs who don't have the power plant expansion yet. Okay, we have some engineers. We have the gold refinery. Going for a power plant, not opting to use this for the tech up. Thunder is also going to have to go for the power plant as he had not managed to take this very early. Yeah, we have an MCV move now, achieving a closer distance to the gems, but not by that much, to be completely honest. I'm somewhat concerned about this base column, I'll be completely honest. Well, on the other hand, we have a very crawled or clustered base. We do seem to be going for this further top left gold patch. We have the miners in production on both sides. We have an additional refinery being built. It's not going to make it all the way to the gem, so it's probably either going to be kind of mid-distance mining the gems or going also to the gold, which is also not gonna fit very well with the trees. Okay, we have some very early colony aggression. We do not have a field burrow, so it's not going to be bunkers. And the base crawl has not been going towards the actual US base. However, Thunder does not have Carrot does not have a lot of actual units available at the moment. Thunder has the expansion as an option. He's going for tech, actually. He's gonna go for the radar dish. The tech power plant is actually probably gonna keep him on decent on power. Carrot, on the other hand, has a lot of excess power right now. He is going for the airfield, but he's quite behind on units. The colonies would be trying to go for the power plant, but the two... Okay, we have some pillbox spam, so it's not gonna simply be an infantry takeover. Tanks are being built. The gem patch is being mined out. Tech is still being built as well. This expansion is not being used. This one's not being captured. Thunder has never grabbed the second oil, but neither has Carrot for that matter. There's 0 A in this, but the Rocketeers are not going to be very threatening. That is a handful of flag troopers, but they're not going to be pushed all the way into the front of the fight. That's a crazy Ivan, actually. It could do some pretty decent numbers. An extra engineer, not being used to capture anything on the map. Probably gonna see tier 3 already. The battle lab is available, but not yet being built. That's a lot of Rocketeers, but they are rather expensive compared to the flag troopers. And the gem patch is being harassed off. I think Thunder just has a bigger army size. That might be all it comes down to. There has been some Air America attempts, but all a bit too little too late. The seal goes down, there's a single chopper on the field. That's everything from Thunder's army right now. Seals are being made one by one. Probably going to perish just as well. I think that's gonna have to be game. With that one, Thunder takes it 3-1. Thunder. goes ham and manages to take a 3-1. Is it? Sekikara is absolutely one of the more map knowledge checks. Okay. Yes. GG's to both players, and I'll start uploading this to YouTube. On live, posting to, double check. Oh, ad is live. Send this over somewhat.